everyone, I'm Hugo.
And I'm Jake.
And this is the Bible Reload, and we're back to read another chick tract.
Big time salesman right now. Big time.
We're doing a good job. Today we're reading Doomtown, which is the classic from 1991, in which Jack T. Chick...
The classic?
The classic! Yes, this one.
Like
this
the
is
people...
This is, okay, maybe not Golden Age. This is Silver Age Jack Chick, though, here. And he's going to be talking to us about why the gays are bad. And that's always good, solid fundamentals. It's like, yeah, dunking is nice. And Harold Penisman is probably the dunking of chick tracks. But this is some solid passing. Some chest passes. We're going to do some drills. Is everyone ready?
You know what? I'm not even going to critique that sports reference. We're just going to roll with it.
Bounce.
Like a ball.
Bounce pass.
That's not... Okay, whatever. It's fine. Just ignore
I was on the basketball team in the first grade, and I held the ball once. Doomtown.
12% of little boys and girls are growing up. They're going to be lesbians and homosexuals. And they are not going to be called faggots, dykes, queers, sissies, fops, twinks, butt fuckers, muff divers, dick suckers, cock suckers, which is I feel like it's effectively the same, but it like implies like a thicker member. I think a cock over a dick, and then there's also clam diver, clam slappers.
What about fudge packer?
Fudge packers we will allow, actually. You can call them fudge packers still, because it's like, it's kind of fun. It's like, is that an occupation?
And then sign, hate is not a family value, although somehow in a drawing they made it difficult to make it look like 2D text on a 2D sign is actually on the sign. I don't even know how you fuck that up.
The illustration in this one is going to be markedly better than usual. Usually the guy who is actually a black guy, it turns out, that draws the black chick tracks, he's very talented, very, very good. Maybe they hired him for this one. Maybe he's also a homosexual.
I think he just hates gays. Maybe even more than Jack, I don't know. Maybe that's why they picked him. I also like that the first panel, there's nothing objectionable about what the people in the first panel are saying. They're saying, like 12% of kids are gay. The statistics widely vary, but you get the idea. Some people are gay, and we're gonna make it so
I don't know about the part where you're not calling them faggots, dykes, queer, sissies, and cocksuckers. I think the idea is that we ought not to.
Right,
not
that's
that
the point. They're gay rights activists, yeah, but they're supposed to be the bad guys.
Right, because they're like, is Jack Chick saying like, no, but I want to call them fags. but how am I gonna, like, I can't see a black person and go, you nice person. Like, he just holds it in.
Yeah, he holds it in for.
He can't do that with gays.
He holds.
Black people are one thing, gays are another. I mean, fags. Fags are another thing. If research money for AIDS is not coming at a certain level by a certain date, levels and dates I couldn't be fucked to research, apparently, all gay males should give blood? Okay. Whatever is required to get national attention is valid, and that includes blood terrorism, so be it. Okay, I might actually agree with Jack Chick on a thing if he thinks that people with AIDS ought not donate blood. I think that's probably fine, but I don't think that's what he's saying.
He's saying that the people who are the gay rights activists are saying that if federal money or whatever doesn't come to try and help the AIDS crisis, that in a show of protest, they should literally taint the supply of donated blood with potentially people with AIDS. Which is, I actually watched an interesting YouTube video, like yesterday it was, that talked about the musical Rent and the actual what was going on in New York and places with a high gay population because of the theater at the time, and how they were being ignored by the government because it was the Reagan administration at the time, and how they were just basically stonewalled as far as, we need help! People are dying in droves! And, other entertaining things like that. So, I don't know. Jack Chick is insinuating they're gonna terrorize the blood, though, and I don't know if that's based on a real thing or not, but I've never heard of it.
That doesn't sound... I mean, okay, so there was discussion, like last summer maybe, about like gays being allowed to donate
I
blood.
think they are now. Didn't that get resolved? I think they are.
I don't think like if you get tested, it's fine, right? Like
Oh, I don't care. I think
don't
it's totally
understand
fine. Yeah.
because like straight dudes can totally have the AIDS.
Well, it was a carryover from at the time of the AIDS epidemic when
they thought it was a gay virus. But
not only that, but it was just so widespread within the community at the time, it would be hard to get reliable and consistent testing for everyone.
I think it's reasonable if there's an epidemic within a demographic to go like, you know what? Okay. It might not feel right. Like, it might feel like, they're against gays, but it's really just for people that need blood.
It's practical. It's a practicality purposes. There's nothing wrong with that. For the same reason people, if there was a demographic with a really high cases of hepatitis or something, it would make sense too. Like, if you're an intravenous drug user, I also would not suggest you give blood and, whatever, so.
Hugo's homophobic, confirmed.
Man, they're threatening to infect our nation's blood supply. With AIDS! That's cold-blooded murder.
Okay, Keanu, calm down. What? I mean, it's not murder, I suppose. I'm fine with that opinion. Calm down, Charlie. These poor souls need Christ. Is this a boombox? Is this a camera?
Nice
it's a boombox camera hybrid.
I was just gonna say, nice boom
made
camera.
by Casio.
Don't start preaching. They're so filled with hate, they tear us to pieces.
With their dicks? We're gonna get dick assaulted?
We're gonna get super dick assaulted. Look at that. As nicely as this person can draw people, they can't draw text for shit. You can tell they slapped that on later on those signs. It's so bad.
We're on the move. That's a very threatening sign. We are going to move around. Stop the religious right. I agree with you. Look out, America. That's pretty general. What if it's like a comet? Look out, America. There's a comet up there.
Lord, let me talk to at least one soul to prove I love them. Wait, no, is he anti-gay or is he super gay? Because he's he's looking for someone to know that they love him.
He looks like, I don't know, like hypersexual though.
He looks like a rugged star of the silent film era that's like totally had a beard wife, but he's super into dick.
Like he smokes and calls women broads, but they don't take it offensively.
Like him and Charlie Chaplin were sucking each other's dicks behind the fucking Chinese theater every day.
Why the Chinese? Okay. Hey man, what did you think of that rally? It was pretty gay.
Thank you, Lord, for providing me with this young twink boy. Your will be done. You guys are about 4,000 years too late. This is Sodom and Gomorrah all over again.
That doesn't really make sense, because we could... What if it's just like part 2, Electric Boogaloo?
It's an overused joke, Electric Boogaloo. I'd prefer, like, Citizens on Patrol. Is
that a Bible thing?
No, that's a police academy thing. They're very close, though. I don't blame you.
Why didn't you go with the Squeakquel?
Okay. It could have been Shipwrecked. Whatever. I don't give a fuck.
I mean, if it isn't Chipwrecked, I don't want to hear it.
Hey.
I don't want to.
Listen, I videoed your rally for 3 hours, and I especially paid attention to that young man over there with the shirt off for documentary purposes.
That's not a man. What? Don't misgender her.
I can see their penis.
I mean, the penis is out, but it's a feminine penis.
It is a feminine penis.
You can tell because he put lipstick on the dick lips.
I see that. Now I was wondering why it was all red.
Yeah. See how it's pierced? Ladies have earrings, boys don't. That's gross. Just don't try to convert me, okay?
4,000 years ago, God chose a man to change world history. His name was Abraham. His nephew's name was Lot. Together, they had so much cattle that their herdsmen fought each other for pasture lands.
Dude, Lot's hot as fuck.
Oh, God, he is. Look at that chin.
Oh, my. He's got like a mane. I want to rub my hands through that shit. That's like a young Mel Gibson mixed with like Marlon Brando.
So Abraham came up with a solution.
Punch everybody?
Punch
what?
everyone.
What's happening?
Yes. Fist fights. And then after the fight, he said, pick whatever land you want, Lot. Greedy.
And he's like, I'll take the lizard one.
You sure?
The one with the lizards.
It's got a giant lizard on it. It's bigger than us.
It's a Komodo.
This is not a forced camera perspective. It is that much larger than us. You want the giant...
People will fear my land.
Okay, but you also will fear the giant lizard that lives upon your land.
I'll tame him.
I don't think...
I'll ride him like a buckaroo.
I'm gonna let... Full disclosure, I tried to ride it, quote, like a buckaroo as well. Did not end well for me.
Did you try spurring it? I think that's a move.
If there's anything I would try and dissuade you from, it is from spurring. Let me tell you, that's the one thing I regret. I don't regret the rest. The spurs I regret.
What about a carrot, like on a stick?
Carrots.
Maybe a lizard saddle.
We made some,
which is also made out of lizard skin.
We made some progress with a carrot. Okay, I'm not gonna lie to you, but it's beta at best.
I want the plains of Jordan.
But
enough with this lizard speak.
But the city of Sodom was down there. Lot didn't know he had chosen to live in Doomtown.
Whoa!
They said the name of it they said the name of the tract. Good job.
Oh man.
So Abraham.
Wait, he can. Okay, so Abraham's like, pick whatever land you want, because I own most of it, and then he's like, but there's Sodom down there. You can't have that then. You just can't have it. Don't.
Yeah, people live there.
That's fine. Yeah, no, it's over. You don't get to have that.
He just went there and decided it was his.
It's like reverse sharing.
So Abraham served the Lord in the plains of Mamre, but Lot settled in the city of Sodom. This was the worst mistake Lot ever made, except for maybe his fashion choices and his weird tiny arm. I don't know.
Yeah, what is his right arm has the herbs?
He's like a normal person, but just one arm is a midget arm.
Maybe he resorbed a midget fetus, like in the womb.
Oh, okay. That explains.
And like, so part of him, he's like a chimera, a midget chimera.
That's probably why he couldn't tame the lizard. It was too arduous of work for a man with an arm as little as he.
He can't even reach those grapes. Why are those grapes on his right side?
To tempt
him. How's he gonna feed himself? That's terrible.
But the men of Sodom were wicked and sinners before the Lord exceedingly. And then we have...
wait, hold on. The obvious thing is the two men in the front, but look at the back. There's a monk chasing a little boy.
Yeah.
And the little boy is like, please do not go in my butt.
Yeah, that child knows the danger approaching him. This is not a game to him. But of course, you have a man kissing a man in what appears to be women's clothing, but he's masculine and has like hardcore 5 o'clock shadow.
Snake earrings.
Because
he's got a tattoo. Was he in the Navy?
I like that Jack Chig's argument in this panel, at least as far as the two men kissing and the one dressed as a woman. The argument is tantamount to, but ew. Like,
I assume that's Satan, but it also looks like Baphomet.
Maybe, but I'm just saying, take everything else out of this. Let's just say it was these two dudes, okay?
It's the ew. It's so ewy.
Like, let's say this was in their home, and they love each other very much, and like they're very attracted to each other. You know what I mean? Like, regardless, whatever. Who the fuck are you to judge people for just like they're clearly they're involved in each other right now? This is none of your goddamn business. I mean, if the guy's trying to pull that outfit together, he should probably maybe get a wax, but, you know.
I know that sweat, but it looks like little sperm cells, and I think maybe that was like a Freudian slip of the writing fingers. The drawing hand. She's my wife, you lousy pervert. It looks like Louis C.K. What?
Yeah, it does.
And then that's obviously not a lady, that is Prince.
Oh, Lot's
tricked that poor man.
Lot's righteous soul was distressed over their filthy lifestyles.
Yeah, this next one's pretty grody.
Oh.
Even children weren't safe from the gross perversions. It's that time again, girl!
Oh god, Sodom's cup of wickedness was full of that man's cum that he extracted from that child. It was time for God's judgment.
I had nothing to do with that comment. That was all that guy. Okay, well, I'm going to change the subject because I'm uncomfortable. It doesn't say any of this shit in the Sodom and Gomorrah story. We read it to you in the Bible study. You've seen it probably if you're not a garbage fan. It just says the town was wicked, and then there's angels, and they try to fuck them. It doesn't say Oh, by the way, there was giant Imperator Joe fucking molesters running around. There wasn't man ladies. There wasn't homosexuals even. Even if you think that's a bad thing, there wasn't Louis C.K. lookalikes. There wasn't monks chasing kids. There wasn't any of that shit mentioned.
In fact, the only child that gets raped is Lot's daughter. Or wait, no, that's a different story I'm thinking of, actually. Oh, wait.
After that. That's right after that. They hide in the cave after Sodom gets destroyed.
No.
Lot's daughters rape him.
But he offers up the daughters to be raped to the angry crowd that wants to rape the angels. That's what happens. He offers them up.
Yeah, you're thinking of the payoff in Judges 19
yeah.
when it's a Levite and his concubine and she actually gets murdered.
Yeah.
Because we got to plagiarize ourselves because we're not original.
God and 2 angels appeared to Abraham and told him that Sodom's days were numbered.
God and 2 angels? I only remember the angels.
Yeah, in the Bible.
I remember it being more like he heard the voice of God, not that he physically showed up corporeal.
He didn't even talk to God. He talked to just angels, if I remember correctly. So Chick has this totally wrong unless it's different in a different version of the Bible. Abraham begged God to spare the city because Lot lived there. You will spare Sodom if there are 50 righteous people in the city?
I guess.
Abram knew Sodom was doomed. Also, I like that it's completely, like, he says right there, Abram begged God to spare the city because Lot lived there. Also not what happened in the story. He said if there are 50 righteous people, and then it got down to if there are 10 righteous people in the city. So I don't even think Jack Chick read the story before he wrote this script.
Right.
He's factually
also,
wrong.
It implies that you can bargain with God, which is a weird concept. That, like, he would be like, oh, you know what? You have a point. Hadn't thought of that. Why haven't you thought of that? To be fair, the Jewish version of this God wasn't omnipotent. So.
God finally agreed to spare Sodom, and if he only found 10 righteous... Oh, there you go. They talked about it. But there weren't even 10 people in the entire city who loved God, and no people who were willing to draw a background for this panel. That evening, Lot saw the 2 angels appearing as men, entering Sodom. Lot moved quickly to get them off the streets because he knew the Sodomites would rape them the first chance they got. I'm not
the tall one's mine.
Tonight
I don't like to bend over for a butt.
Tonight we party. I don't mean to be this guy, but the person who said tonight we party looks like a definite bottom. So is he gonna like force their dick into his butt or what?
He just likes to watch in the corner and have the dog lick his nuts. Yeah, fresh meat. Also, there's a monk guy with his butt. Have you ever seen Booty Warrior?
No, I've never even heard of that.
There's this. So they do that lockup show.
Yeah.
On MSNBC, and they talk to a guy, and he's called the Booty Warrior.
Why is he called the Booty Warrior?
And he's like, in the 70s and 80s, I would have grabbed the booty. And so you just walk up to a man and you tell him you want him, and you could do it the easy way or the hard way. Either way, I'm getting in that booty. It's like that.
That guy needs to be a meme if he isn't already. Jesus.
He's a little bit of a meme. They did it on Boondocks too. They put him in a Chris Hansen situation, and he rapes Chris Hansen before it's the cold open.
I remember now. Now I remember that. I like the Boondocks.
Warrior. Yeah. What a great rap song.
We'll stay in your home tonight, Lot. I sure would hate if the group of people over there were listening and wanted to rape our angel butts.
Hey, as long as He-Man doesn't show up, I think we're fine.
Oh, shit!
Oh, fuck, he showed up.
It's He-Man!
It is He-Man.
Lot,
why is it He-Man?
Lot, give us those men. He-Man's really pissed.
Oh, we're gonna rape him. We're gonna rape him.
My brother.
Gonna rape him. Wait, is there a lady over there, or is that just a man with lady hair?
I'm pretty sure
it's like Lucille Ball's the back of her head, on the bottom right there.
Yep. My brother.
Is she gonna rape him too?
Yeah, she's gonna rape him real hard. She's gonna rape him the hardest. That's the twist. My brother.
Lucy!
This isn't right. Take my virgin daughters instead.
Which is more right.
Yep.
That is more correct. Since you lot won't give us the men, we'll take you. That's not what happens.
Not happen. That does not happen in the story either. Nope.
They don't try to. What the fuck is this? triangle, circle, earring thing. Also, the haircuts. What does he think gays are like? Are they all grand wizards?
The triangle is definitely a reference to the triangle being a gay symbol that even the fucking
sure.
Nazis used. Fuck you, Jack Chick, you fucking douche. I know that the gay community by this time had taken it back and been like, we're empowered by using it. I understand that, but Jack Chick, you don't get to use that. It'd be the same thing as Jack Chick, like, throwing around the N-word casually. Like, you don't get to do that, Jack. You're not the person who gets to do that. Just saying. Lot was terrified as the swearing, clawing perverts lunged for him. In between.
I want the bigot first, which is a concept we have.
The angels pulled Lot inside and blinded the lust-filled mob. They wore themselves out trying to find Lot's door, so they left. You know what confuses me about the chick tracks? Why is sometimes this is a black box and sometimes a white box for the narration? There's no reason.
Style.
Oh. I'm glad that they definitely didn't make that box go all the way across, though, so that guy got the chance to draw that guy's hairy chest, which he clearly really, really wanted to do, or otherwise he would have just made that box go all the way across.
Yeah, I don't understand either. Why is everyone so fucking ripped?
Well, you know,
like, look at the definition on that man's back. That's like deadlifts every day back.
Rape is a lot of work. Rape and sodomy are just...
maybe that is it.
Yeah.
The rape diet. It's homeopathic.
The angels told Lot to warn his relatives, "We must leave Sodom now!"
You're crazy.
They laughed at God's warning. Hey, they got something right from the story. Good for them. By sunup, the angels told Lot to flee with his wife and 2 daughters.
Hurry, or you'll be killed. I'm not looking back.
Lot hesitated, so the angels physically dragged them out of the city.
The angels, if they are one thing, they are punctual. They will not put up with slow poking it around. Escape! We're gonna destroy Sodom and you're not safe and you look like an admiral and I couldn't possibly ruin this.
Then it happened. The Lord...
Look at all the flaming gays.
Yep, the Lord rained upon Sodom and Gomorrah brimstone and fire. Abraham watched from a distance as God cremated all who had rebelled against him. God doesn't play games.
Cremated implies like sort of like a death ritual. Like, oh, we're sending them off to the great beyond. No, you're mistaking it with immolation. This is flamethrower shit.
We can't just say he burned him to death or else it makes God seem like the crazy bad guy. So say we cremated him.
But he is that.
But
he is that.
Yeah, but like, don't say it. He destroyed an entire city because of the sin of homosexuality.
Wait. God doesn't play games.
God doesn't play games.
God ain't play that shit.
Nope. And again,
trying to fuck butts, exit only.
It says it's because of the sin of homosexuality. The actual Bible story does not say that.
No.
It doesn't say that.
Honestly,
it doesn't specify the wickedness or the sin.
I took long ago when we started this, I was actually taking a Bible as literature class, kind of for this, but also I was interested, and like at college. Gotcha. Got it. And the professor said that this reads much more like a hospitality story, and we talk about that in the Bible study, of course, but basically there's motifs of hospitality throughout the beginning of this story, where you invite people into your house, you feed them, wash their feet, etc. What happened was the Sodomites weren't hospitable, and only Lot was, which is why he and his family are spared to these 2 angels who can also be considered just travelers in general. He wasn't necessarily supposed to know they were angels, and in the story it's not clear that he does know that they are that. It just says, like, we know as the audience, like, angels are there, but he doesn't react in a way. Like, Jacob later on will actually talk to God, and he reacts in such a way that you're like, oh, okay. And other people see angels and stuff, but this reads way more like the sin of inhospitality is really bad, and if you don't respect traveling neighbors and stuff like that, God will smite you down where you stand. And And because they went so far as to try to assault the angels, and they did ask to rape them, the angels, but angels are androgynous. So, and it mentions that they're beautiful. It's not. I don't know. It doesn't read like a gay rape story.
No, if the GOP would like to pass laws that you can't rape angels, that's fine.
Yeah, I'm down with that actually.
Just stop going
I
after
don't actually
gays.
think anyone should be. Is that implies that there's like some facets of creatures that you can rape? Seahorses, fuck them, whether they want it or not.
Seahorses are kind of assholes anyway. You ever see a seahorse give birth? It's disgusting. It shoots the little seahorses out its chest and then it tries to eat some.
What are seahorses thinking? You're neither a horse nor a fish. You don't get to be called that and look like that. Be a fish.
What the fuck shitty evolution was that for the seahorse where it's underwater but basically upright? You notice that? It's
got a little tail?
It's one of the only underwater creatures that's fucking vertical. What the shit is that? That seems like poor...
There's too much drag. Fuck them. No, I don't like seahorses. Please rape seahorses. You could write that down.
If I'm living in the water, I'm going horizontal is all I'm saying.
Yeah.
Jesus. Rebellion is a sin of witchcraft. All who rebel against God will be cast into the lake of fire.
Hey, look, it's Charlton Heston.
Yeah. God gave
good.
his laws to Moses, and like it or not, God condemns the sin of homosexuality.
You know, you're getting a lot of people mad at you, mister. Why are you sticking your neck out like this? And may I say, it is a manly neck.
Because I really care about the homosexuals. Especially
Gay! You're gay!
Their creamy skin and their tender holes. And all I want them to know is that they will face a horrible judgment.
Hopefully that's a euphemism.
But the good news is that God loved homosexuals and wanted to save them and set them free.
Wow, guy who smirks like an asshole even though he's not real. I actually hate this person. How do you frame a literal threat of eternal hellfire and like you're not allowed to love person X because X? Like, how is that love? That's not love.
No, it's not. It's bad.
These are the same people, by the way, who are like, I don't want the government telling me what to do. You're worse than that. You are objectively worse than that.
The Lord Jesus Christ shed his precious blood on the cross to wash away all sins, including homosexuality. Whatever your sin, pride, theft, lying, hypocrisy, etc., Jesus can save you and set you free. Yet you don't see the chick tracts as much for the pride, theft, lying, and hypocrisy. Lots of ones about the gays. You ever notice that? As much as they like to say homosexuality is just as much of a sin as lying or things everyone does, they tend to really, really focus on that dick and butthole action. And I don't know if I'm reading too far into that, but I don't know. I don't know, man.
We make a lot of gay jokes, and we have only fucked like 3, 4, maybe 5 times.
Right. So it's like
it's irrelevant. I don't see how our carnal sensation has anything to do with our opinions on gays.
Sean prayed this prayer and God saved him for all eternity. Lord Jesus,
I'm a sinner. Please come into my heart and save me. I'm into that. Reader, just disregard this. Done.
Yeah, that's what, the funny thing is 90s Jack Chick, compare this to like Angels, which was a mid-80s, early to mid-80s tract about AIDS and homosexuals. You can actually see this.
Was that about AIDS? I thought that was about music.
It was, but then they become gay, remember? And they get
gay
AIDS.
Vampires, yeah. Sir.
No, that's a different one. You can see through his workings in the comics from like the 70s up until the 2000s as he tackles homosexuality. You do see him, I don't know about his personal stance soften, but at the very least you can tell he started to realize he needs to soften at least how he presents the stance, at least a little bit, and make it seem, how do I put this?
Make it seem like he's compassionate about other human beings.
Yeah, you can tell that as the zeitgeist sort of changed and society got more and more okay with gays, Like, he had to at least present the message in a more positive way. He even knew that. I mean, if society is ever moving forward and if we progress one funeral at a time, Jack Chick is like the fucking anchor that is dragging everyone else. I mean, now he's dead, but his company's still around. You know what I mean? They're a good marker to see where the far behind people are, if that makes sense. Like, they're about the worst you can get and not have people just straight up call you, like...
The Mike Pences of
right.
the world, yeah.
And it's interesting. So I do think it's good to look at these and see how a static individual like Jack Chick still has to encounter the world in new ways because the rest of us, progress. So...
Yeah, I don't remember being homophobic.
I was never, no. I wasn't.
But... I know people that are now not because of, I don't know, just you learn shit as you get older and you're like, oh, well, that's stupid.
I remember when I was younger, it was interesting because my parents have changed their opinion on homosexuality quite a bit, actually, from when I was a kid. My mom more than my dad. Okay, my mom... I know she was pretty anti, not like I hate them, but just like, it's wrong. I don't accept gay marriage and stuff. And I remember that because I remember being in a car as a kid and her arguing with my cousin who later came out. And my mom's totally fine now with everything. Like, she still thinks, she thinks it's a sin, but like, she thinks it's fine. She's totally for gay marriage and equal rights and stuff. And so there's a positive story for you.
My mom doesn't... I don't think she's ever cared. She's basically just... My mom's one of those people where she's like the most harmless isms. She has those. Like, she's literally said like, oh, Denzel Washington's like super beautiful, but I could never date a black man. Like, why not? I don't understand. That's like sort of racist, but it's also just... She's just a weirdo. Like the midget thing, which is a joke that we have. Like, she's super grossed out by midgets. She's grossed out by gay folks, but she's like, I wish they could just like be married and be happy. Like, if one of us was gay, me or my brother, it wouldn't be a big deal to her. My dad would have a huge problem, even though we don't really talk to him.
I think as far as she said she couldn't date a black guy thing, it doesn't sound like it isn't possible for her to be into black guys. I think she's picturing this interracial relationship stigma, though, that she grew up with that isn't as much of a thing anymore.
It's certainly that. And also, in the area that we're at, it's pretty segregated gangster or rural white person. I don't mean gangster like everyone's in a gang. I mean like gangster personality.
They're the normal people. Now there's... I consider it the area, you don't live here anymore, but I consider it basically normal people of all races, and then you have the gangsters,
that's exactly right.
And
I don't
rednecks.
I mean gangster white too.
Okay,
we used to work with this girl, white girl, in its Saginaw area, which is, if you know anything about it, we were outside of that, but it's still close enough to where you feel it. And people are very... Imagine cringy Eminem era.
Yeah,
like 8 Mile.
I see that.
It's like that. It's really like that. And did you know that Michigan actually has 2 of the most black cities in the country? Detroit's number 1. I think Flint's number 8.
Something like that.
So like we have this weird segregation in Michigan, and but as time goes by, I have noticed, especially between like the early 90s and now, it's becoming more homogenous as far as like the culture is. So there's some like you'll have people in the country listening to rap really loud, and you'll have black folks now like in trucks, and like there's camo involved, and I don't know. I know it sounds sort of, I don't even like petty almost, like picking these little things about like different people, but coming from where it used to be super segregated, it's nice to see people mixing and not, because I don't really know how to explain it other than segregated.
I get what you're saying. De facto, it was just because of economic and social realities, they were separate. Yes, absolutely.
And so the social fabric is kind of like, we're almost sewn together in a way. And I don't know, it's interesting. And how are we on race?
I don't remember. I was thinking about that too. I was like, how
Oh,
did we
gay
even
folks
fit-
and our parents.
Oh,
Anyways,
yeah.
our parents are mildly prejudiced, and but it's like a benign prejudice, and I think that's the kind I grew up with. Haha, racist joke. Also, the black kid just heard it, and he laughed because that's just kind of how it was. I don't
Here's
know.
my thought on it. I told you this the other day. My grandparents, super accidentally racist. They're some of the nicest, and for their age, they're in their 80s, actually very progressive people.
Sure.
Like, again, I think they're fine with gay marriage for the most part, or at the very least, they're not crusading against it. They know my cousin, when she came out or whatever, that situation. Like, she's brought people to Thanksgiving dinner and stuff, and it's been fine. But, like, they still have that racism from their youth in that it's just what they were brought up on. Like they were saying the other day, black people, they're just more prone to committing crime. They're just more violent. Like they commit more crimes, and it's like, oh my God. Or maybe my grandparents just really like JonTron, and I don't know.
Oh, got him. We went from a really positive, like, this is a good episode, and now the comments are going to be cancer.
Anyway, sometimes you just gotta let old people you can't teach old people to not. But that's a good thing. That means we're getting better. I hope with the same opinions I hold now, and I consider myself fairly progressive, I hope when I'm old as fuck, people think I'm a racist old sack of shit. Because that means people
Wouldn't that be nice?
That means people got better, probably. And that's good.
Or too far, but I don't think that's the case.
That's fine.
I don't feel like we're going that way. Someone in there's going to be like, the SJWs are taking over. I don't know any in real life, so...
I really don't think that's the case at all. I think they're wrong.
Yeah, I don't either. I think people like us, where we're just kind of like left, but we're center of the neocons, and I don't know. We're in between the SJWs and the Hillarys.
I think that any lasting social change is generally lasting because it is positive. There's a reason that we haven't gone back on desegregation. There's a reason we haven't gone back on, allowing
stripped
interracial
women of
marriage.
voting rights. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, I get you.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Positive message to leave on today, everyone. Hope you enjoyed it. You can always follow us on Twitter at Bible Reloaded.
You follow Hugo Reloaded for racist memes. You can always subscribe to the channel. Now everyone's going to go asking for racist memes from you.
You can donate. I'll give them to them. You can donate to our Patreon campaign. We get lots of goodies there. You can go check that out. Our website will be up.
New t-shirt soon.
T-shirts
soon.
Website will also be up soon. So
woo!
Keep an eye out for that.
A lot of stuff happening.
I'm sure we'll do a big video
coming.
unveil of that, though, so don't worry.
Oh, yeah. We'll go through a tour and stuff.
Oh, cool. So
coming down the pipe.
Come down your pipe. Until next time, I'm Hugo. It's a sounding joke.
Oh, it is? I was thinking throat pipe, which is worse. You can come into my dick. That's fine.
You think anyone's ever... Because you know what sounding is? You
come backwards into a...
Yeah, you come into a dick and then they come back out into your dick with their cum.
Oh, no.
Forget what I said about leaving on a positive message.